Today we're going to discuss the complex personality traits and manipulative tactics of the covert narcissist. So hi everyone, Deanna King here, and on this channel we discuss all things narcissism and codependency. And I know this gets old, but if anybody here benefits from any of my videos, please consider subscribing and dinging the bell. Alright, I'm going to dive right in. As opposed to their more overt counterparts, covert narcissists excel in their ability to disguise their grandiosity and exploit others in a subtle and calculated manner. They're not nice people. A covert narcissist is someone who possesses many of the same traits as your typical narcissist, but presents them in a more subtle and hidden manner. They tend to be introverted, shy, but don't let that fool you, and insecure, which is, it allows them to fly under the radar and manipulate others without being noticed. They often exhibit behaviors such as victim mentality, passive aggressiveness, they're really passive aggressive, and a need for constant validation like all other narcissists. But unlike overt narcissists, covert narcissists are using subtle tactics and emotional manipulation to control and exploit others, making it more difficult for their victims to recognize the abuse. And so we end up staying way longer in their relationships due to the confusion of their helplessness and their victimhood. So when they get angry and out of control, we end up convincing ourselves that they've come from abusive childhood, but you didn't. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the characteristics that define a covert. But as we go down the list, keep in mind that narcissists are like fingerprints. They all come with their own specifics. You can have a covert, you can have a covert malignant. I had that wonderful experience. You can have a covert communal. You get the drift. Okay, so the first one, lack of empathy. Covert narcissists struggle to empathize with others and often prioritize their own needs and desires above all else. They have difficulty understanding or relating to the emotions of others, and even if they do understand, they don't care because it's all about them. They're going to be dismissive of other people's emotions. A covert narcissist will often downplay or dismiss other people's feelings or emotional experiences. For example, if someone expresses sadness or frustration, they might respond with comments like, you're too sensitive or you're overreacting. The covert will spend all their time doing what it is that they want to do, but no matter how lonely that you feel, for example, they won't care. And you're supposed to be in a relationship with this person. And then if they've done something to hurt you, they also don't care. They lack support. Covert narcissists won't provide emotional support to others, unless of course they're putting on a mask. They won't offer comforting words or engage in active listening, instead focusing on their own concerns or dismissing the significance of the other person's struggles. I remember when my mother died, I just couldn't be alone, and I told him so. But he sat upstairs in his office night after night on his computer playing online poker while I sat alone in the living room. And this is lack of empathy in their actions. They act selfishly and they prioritize their own needs and desires above those of others. They may also want to be the center of attention or constantly angle conversations towards themselves, disregarding the interests and the emotions of others. Then there is emotional exploitation. Covert narcissists will exploit the vulnerabilities and the weaknesses of others to their own advantage. They may use someone's fear or guilt or insecurities as leverage to gain control over them or get what they want. And this can involve emotional manipulation, guilt tripping, or making others feel responsible for their own negative feelings. Then we have invalidation of others' experiences. Covert narcissists invalidate and minimize the experiences or the achievements of others. They're going to downplay someone's accomplishments, dismiss their fears, or make them feel insignificant. And this behavior can leave the other one feeling devalued and unimportant, which is their goal. Next, we have grandiosity. Despite not openly displaying their arrogance, covert narcissists have an inflated sense of self-importance, and they believe that they are unique and special. So examples of grandiosity are constantly seeking admiration. A covert narcissist is constantly fishing for compliments, or they seek reassurance from others to boost their ego. They might even downplay their own accomplishments while expecting recognition and praise from others. The second one is exaggerated self-importance. Covert narcissists have an inflated sense of their own abilities and talents. They believe that they're exceptionally intelligent, talented, and unique, and they suddenly make this known through their conversations or actions. The third one is delusions of superiority. Covert narcissists believe that they're fundamentally better than others, but they don't openly express it. They subtly make comparisons and put others down indirectly to maintain a sense of superiority. Number 4, fantasies of unlimited success. Covert narcissists daydream and fantasize about their inevitable success and fame or their accomplishments. They imagine receiving widespread recognition for their achievements, even if they have done nothing substantial to warrant such praise. Number 5, believing that they deserve special treatment. Covert narcissists often feel entitled to special treatments or privileges. They expect others to cater to their needs and desires without considering the needs or feelings of others. Number 6, they mask insecurities with arrogance. Covert narcissists use a facade of arrogance and superiority to hide their deep-rooted insecurities. They overcompensate for their lack of self-esteem by portraying themselves as confident and superior to others. Number 7, projecting an aura of mystery or uniqueness. Covert narcissists try to present themselves as mysterious, enigmatic, or special. They create an image of themselves as being unlike anyone else, using this uniqueness to gain attention and admiration. Living a double life. Covert narcissists create this false image of themselves, leading to a double life to maintain a grandiose self-image. They present a polished and successful persona to the outside world while hiding their flaws, their failures, or their malicious intentions. But it's also important to note that while these examples can be displayed by a covert narcissist, they can also vary in intensity and manifestations from person to person. Fragile self-esteem. Despite projecting an image of modesty and humility, covert narcissists have a fragile self-esteem that can easily be bruised. They are highly sensitive to criticism or rejection, and they react to it with anger and passive aggressiveness. To them, everything is an attack. Manipulative behavior. Covert narcissists are skilled at manipulating others to get what they want. They use techniques such as guilt-tripping, emotional manipulation, or playing the victim to assert control and maintain their superiority. The covert narcissist is extremely controlling. In my opinion, they're way worse than the overt. Next, we have envy and resentment. Covert narcissists struggle with feelings of envy and resentment towards others who they perceive as having more success, attention, or admiration. They also engage in covert competition with others to prove their superiority. If a covert narcissist witnesses a coworker at work getting a promotion, for example, they might fake a smile, but the resentment that they feel inside is most likely going to cause havoc on the partner because they have to take it out on someone. They have to fill up on their supply that they didn't get at work. So they're going to go home, for example, and start insulting the partner or do whatever it takes to bring the partner down. And the partner is never going to know why this experience ever happened. Lack of accountability. Covert narcissists do not take responsibility for their actions, and they shift blame onto others, or they make up excuses to avoid facing consequences for their behavior. They're going to gaslight to avoid responsibility, denying that they've ever done anything wrong. Now, the difference between a covert narcissist and other types of narcissists lies mainly in their behavior and the way that they manipulate and garner attention. So here are some key distinctions. The first one is presentation. Covert narcissists tend to present themselves as introverted, shy, and sensitive individuals who may appear modest and self-effacing. On the other hand, other types of narcissists, often referred to as overt or grandiose narcissists, display more overt arrogance, self-importance, and a need for constant admiration. The second one is manipulation tactics. Covert narcissists are skilled at subtly manipulating and gaining control over others. They may use passive-aggressive tactics, guilt-tripping, victimhood, or playing the martyr to control and manipulate others. In contrast, overt narcissists employ more obvious tactics such as intimidation, bullying, and belittling. And I know we talked about this at the beginning, all of these things that we're looking at about now. We're doing a comparison on the overt compared to the covert. So the covert is going to behave covert in public, but behind closed doors, the gloves are off. They then become overt, where the bullying, the yelling, and the name-calling take place. And it isn't that they can't help it, because if a friend, for example, were to suddenly show up, they would change their stance real quick. They'll just put the mask back on. So the need for attention. While both types of narcissists have a constant need for attention and validation, covert narcissists often seek it through indirect means. They'll play the role of victim. They'll elicit sympathy or downplay their achievements to appear humble and gain attention from others, where the overt, on the other hand, demands attention openly, and they display their achievements and their superiority flawlessly in order to gain their admiration. Next, the self-esteem. While the overt narcissist tends to have a highly inflated self-esteem and an unwavering sense of entitlement, however, covert narcissists often have low self-esteem at their core, which they try to hide by projecting their false modesty. So they're going to seek constant validation and reassurance to boost their fragile self-esteem. Number 5, the awareness of their narcissism. Overt narcissists are more aware of their narcissistic traits and may even embrace this characteristic. They have no issue asserting their superiority openly. In contrast, covert narcissists are often not fully conscious of their narcissism or not willing to look or admit this flaw. They might even convince themselves that they're humble and caring individuals while still exhibiting manipulative and self-centered behaviors. Number 6, the covert narcissist will act all quiet and harmless, but they are far from harmless. They are extremely destructive to others. They are passive-aggressive to a point where the partner or the victim is constantly put under stress. This amount of stress can play a detrimental role on the victim's health. So it's important to recognize the behavior and not take the bait. So when they're under attack, walk away from their unruly attacks and remind yourself of who you really are and not what they're making you feel or making you believe that you are. You might even want to call them out on their behavior if you feel safe enough to do so. Be straightforward and let them know things like, you seem to want to make me afraid of you. But all in all, the very best thing that you can do for yourself is to heal your own life, your own issues. So keep watching videos like this. Get empowered. Keep finding ways to recover from your past programming. But whatever you decide, find ways to heal. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So on that note, I bid you farewell, and we shall see you in the next video. So bye for now.